Hi lovelies, welcome to the Magical Hags love reading for 2020. This is for each zodiac. It will be one card for each of you, and it will look at what energy love wise will be coming in your way for 2020. I actually have a giveaway going on one of my videos at the moment where you can win a free love reading with me. So all you have to do is be following me, which hopefully you already are. Watch or comment under the how to heal a heartbreak with hot chocolate, and share the video as well. So 3 things and you could be in for a chance to win a free love reading with me. It takes about 30 minutes, it will be completely private, and it'll be a video sent to you for you to watch. You can ask anything in regards to your love life. My love readings are £25, so it's a way of saying thank you for following me and so on. I will put what you need to do in the comments as well, just in case you missed that. And yeah, make sure you do all 3. It's an offer that I've got going on my Instagram as well, but I wanted to make sure that you were aware of it. So let's get started with your reading. Okay, lovelies. So the first star sign that we're going to have a look at is the Aries of the group. So we've got the shadow side. So that's quite a dramatic start to the whole entire reading. Now the shadow side, especially in love, can be talking about obsession. It can be talking about possibly self-doubt. It can be talking about maybe enhancing the erotic side of your relationships. We have 2 different stages for love. We have the singles and we have the people in relationships. So if you're single, you might be strongly attracted to a co-worker or someone in your general field. It's telling me around September, so don't worry, this isn't coming through just quite yet, but you may find that you struggle with strong feelings for someone, that you find that you're unsure about love in general. If you are in a relationship, you may find that you want to explore exciting relations with your partner. I do get quite a bumpy road for you, but not throughout 2020. I feel like it's going to be midway throughout the year, and you're going to find that it kind of gets very intense very quickly. Traveling is going to be a priority, possibly the shadow side as well. With traveling, it's talking about the fact that you may be slightly jealous of people in your vicinity because they will be settling down, and that's what you want. And then you've got particular upheavals with certain people in your life. So very dramatic, very, I don't want to say dark because that gives it a, you know, a slightly edgier vibe, but I do think that you're going to find yourself fighting a little bit of a jealous battle with certain people in that you're quite close to as well, because you want that. Relationship wise for people, I do feel like you are going to find that the first 9 months of your relationship is going to actually be quite happy, believe it or not. I actually feel like possibly maybe you're exploring certain aspects of your relationship. Things are quite settled. I think it's going to be the later part of the year where things will get a little bit heatier. It might be that one of you decides to do something that the other one doesn't agree with. It might be that you just decide that you need a little bit of more of a spark in that relationship. So just be aware that they could be a bit of annoyance going through to the end of the couple of months. So really the shadow side for Aries is going to be more for the singles of you. It's more of a jealous vibe. It's more that you're going to get a slight obsession with a co-worker or someone that's very close. And I also feel like through travel, through possible weddings or social engagements, I feel like you're going to be struggling a lot with the little jealous monster on your shoulder, because that's what you want and it's not quite there for you. So 2020 for singles, I think there's going to be a couple of months where you find that you're fighting quite intense emotions. So Taurus, we've got the Three of Swords reversed. Three of Swords is quite a dramatic one to get as well. For those of you who have struggled with romance in the past, I think you will find that you will actually be quite healed going through 2020. I think a lot of old hurts will settle down. I think you've got a lot of good energy coming your way love-wise. You're actually very lucky in love, but don't rush into anything too much. Basically, for the first couple of months in 2020, maybe for the first 6 months, don't rush into relationships that feel like that give you great energy, because you might find that you regret it. I actually think you need to keep your options more open, especially the singletons around you. I think you've got bigger, better things coming your way. I think you're going to meet quite a few happy, healthy people who has a sensual side you never experienced before. One of the reasons that it's also given me a warning about singletons rushing into things is you may find that you are quite happy, you are meeting people, but one of them might potentially be married and obviously isn't quite honest about that until it's possibly too late. So there is a warning there. It could be that you are attracted to two people, you're not sure about the direction to take. And in that case, I would say back off and look for a third. So it's all going on for you, Taurus. I actually do get a really happy, healthy vibe though, and I know I'm giving you a few little warnings there. I feel like if you are married, you're actually going to find that a lot of old energy, a lot of old hurt are settled. I feel like 2020 for Taurus in a relationship is quite grounding and quite nurturing. I honestly feel like you are going to find your relationship just develops in ways that you don't always expect, but that brings you a lot of, just brings you closer in general. So if you have a lot of baggage from 2019, I think it's going to be laid to rest. You might find that you have 1 or 2 trials throughout the year, but in general, I think you're going to just go on to bigger, better things with your partner. And I think sometimes that spark might be gone, but sometimes it needs a little bit of a boost. And it can almost surprise you when that happens. So single-wise, couple-wise, I feel like you've got a really good 2020 coming your way. I do think there's some warnings for the singletons again. Not as dramatic as the Aries, but Taurus, just pay attention and maybe look before you leap a little bit. But couple-wise, I do feel like you're going to maybe feel like you're plodding on, but if you look back, you'll realise how far you have come and how much more settled and happier you actually are in the marriage. Also, you might find that there's a home move or a career move later on in the year as well. Now, it's not as much of a career or a home move during a love, but that's going to cause some changes in your love life, because it could potentially mean that you or your partner are going to be away from home longer. It could be potentially that you're moving to a different state, a different country, which is going to cause upheaval. So don't be surprised if you find at the end of the year that changes in the home life come to fruit, or they start talking to you. It could be you, it could be them. Just be aware of that. So the next star sign we've got is Gemini, and we've got the High Priest. This year for you is all about security and practical goals. It very much focuses on marriages first and foremost. It might be that a lot of you are actually getting married. So the Gemini side of you, partnership wise, singleton wise, it could be that you find that you're engaged by the end of the year or the start of the year. Marriage is very practical. A lot of Geminis around the world will either be taking that next step into getting married. We've got the High Priest there, which literally is a priest. It could be that a lot of you find yourself engaged over New Year's Eve, looking into this year, or you'll find that you'll end the year engaged as well, which is a nice one. I think a lot of you may be rushing into engagement for practical and security reasons. So, you know, make sure that you are happy to be getting engaged with someone. You're not doing it for the wrong reasons. If you are single, you'll feel sexual rather than romantic. You're actually going to radiate an unusual, powerful romantic magnetism this spring and summer. And someone's actually going to be madly attracted to you and might talk you into love. So again, we've got that engagement energy around you. It's almost like you're going to have people coming out of the woodworks who are madly obsessed with you, madly in love with you, and just want to marry you. They are literally, you're going to have to beat them off with a stick. Some of you, you're going to literally turn around to people and be like, I don't know what I did this year, but I've only known this person so long and they want to get engaged, or they're talking about engagement. It's actually going to freak some of you out, especially the ones of you that have said that maybe you never want to get married, or that you're going to be single forever. You're not. If you are looking for love, you can't, you're going to find it quite quickly. If you do rush into things, again with the engagement, you might find that the engagement breaks quite quickly. So if you are long-standing, if you are someone who has been engaged for a while and is looking for marriage, I wouldn't say don't worry about it. I think that you will be okay. But if you're ones who have found that someone's come into your life, it's been this passionate drive, and you thought, you know what, yeah, let's do it, you might find that you rushed into something that isn't that stable, that's going to break up. Marriage wise, if you want to get married, I would say April, August and December, funny enough, is a really lucky month for you. I don't normally give dates, but sometimes I get really strong feelings. Actually, spring for you, Gemini, isn't going to be that lucky. I get that's when a lot of people will be possibly breaking up, but only the ones that, like I said, didn't heed the warning and rushed into things. You are going to find that you've got 12 months of expansive romantic feelings. You're going to be brave, outgoing and eager to speak up when you feel attracted. Act early on this. Love does enter your life in 2020 in many, many different ways. So keep your options open, enjoy it, and just be careful. Marriage wise, again, I think things are going to sizzle. You might find that you yourself find that you have a secret admirer in work or colleagues. It might be that you find yourself attracted to someone, or someone is very seductive and tries to seduce you into making choices that you wouldn't normally make. So again, I would be careful there, because that could be a warning sign about you potentially ending your marriage. Though to be honest, if you are attracted to someone, if someone's speaking to you and you aren't interested, it might say that the marriage that you're in isn't as stable as you want, and you might realise that you have other options available to you. It does talk about old flames coming your way again. Now that's not going to be a problem if you are, you know, a singleton, but it is going to cause issues if you are married. But either way, you're not going to lack new prospects. Lots of engagements for this sign. Seriously, it's really funny how many engagement rings I can see in my head. So for the Cancers of the group, see what energy you bring. So we've got the Queen of Cups reversed. Lots of friendship energy around you this year, guys. I feel like for the Cancers of the group, it might not be, you might not form strong connections love-wise. It's going to be very strong friendships. It's almost like a lot of you may find that you're put in the friend zone by certain people that you've been attracted to. Love energy wise, and I know with 2020 love reading, the majority of you are expecting marriage, or you want to talk about if you're single or if you're in a marriage. For you, the energy that I'm getting quite clearly, it's talking more about friendship, it's talking more about your relationships with the children, the connection that you have with workplace. So even single or marriage, the ones that are single or the ones that are married, you'll find that your connections that you have, the softer, gentler energies get stronger throughout the year. It could be that you spend more time with your children. It could be that you start enjoying the workplace that you're in. It could be that you just make new friends in general as well. I do get kind of a nice, gentle vibe that way. You may find that you are the one that finds someone, out of all the star signs that we've done, you're going to find someone that you're going to connect to quite strongly. But it's going to be someone that you never expected. This is for the single ones. Someone you never expected, and you're surprised at who it is as well. I get the feeling that a lot of you, I know I was talked about going into the friend zone, but it's almost like someone who was a friend really, really steps up for you, and you actually kind of see who they are and what's in front of you, so you see the potential there. This is an old friend, someone that you've known for years and you didn't expect to start having these feelings for. And I get that this is going to be a gentle, slow process, so it's not going to be something that bangs the door, runs in, grabs you by the horns or the head or the shoulders. It's something that's going to gradually develop into something that is very, very strong. I almost get soulmate twin energy vibes there. Lots of maybe little flirtations at the beginning of the year. Definitely in the career zone. You might just be fluffing the feathers, you know, getting a bit of a spark, getting a bit happy. It might be that those of you who are married are just enjoying a little bit of a light flirtation, and that never hurts anyone as long as you know where your boundaries are. Some partners are quite okay with that. It gives them a perk as well. Marriage wise, I do feel like your partner is going to be someone who has your back. I feel like they aren't going to be as round as much this year. They might be traveling themselves. I almost feel like marriage wise, it's very much going to be focused on children, very much focused on a career. It's a marriage. I do feel like you, not them, will find that there is one or two times where you do flirt at social functions. I just get a really gentle, calming vibe, in all honesty, and it's quite peaceful to feel. It's blissing me out. It's weird. Lots of luck coming your way as well, going from the end of the year. Possibly all that energy that you put into work, put into family, is going to pay off. We've got a really big bonus coming your way, or almost like a big celebration coming your way, possibly where you go on that holiday as a family that you've been promising each other. I do feel like the end of the year for people that are married is going to bring you closer together physically, if not emotionally and mentally. Emotionally and mentally you're already connected, but physically I think it'd be the where you spend more time together as a family. Possibly that'd be when you decide, okay, we're doing really well, we've done really well, we've worked hard this year, we're going to go on that trip that we've been promising each other for, you know, years. Or maybe you're going to have a second honeymoon, maybe you're going to have a third, fourth, fifth honeymoon, you know. But I do feel like you're going to treat each other that way. It could be as well that you find that you get pregnant at the end of the year, and that is another celebration. If you've been trying to have children, this could be the year for you. This could be the year where you have a child, where you fall pregnant, and that's what you're celebrating as well. So just enjoy the energy that you have of each other, the time that you have with each other, because children change things in many delightful ways, but they do change relationships. All right, lovely. So for the Leos in the group, let's have a look. So we've got the Nine of Wands. So the Leos in the group are normally the ones that like to show off. They're quite a shining light. They're the lions that we all need to tame. They like to be the starlight. They like to be in the spotlight. It's actually saying that you're going to find that you're unusually romantic. It's saying that possibly the singletons of you, I feel like you're like the attention more than being in a relationship. You're going to find that people, again, we had the energy of the last few star signs where they were literally knocking them back. With you, you're going to like the limelight, you're going to like the attention, you're going to like that energy that you bring out. You're not really ready to settle. You're gonna like doing the flirting, you're gonna like being sensual. I think you're really gonna embrace the single side of you. I actually feel like you possibly will be breaking a few hearts this year. I think you'll be experimenting sexually. I possibly should do a caution on this, because we do obviously talk about sexual energy. I'm assuming you're over 16, 18, hopefully, when you're watching this. But I do feel like you're going to find that you're going to, again, feel quite drawn to explore yourself sexually. You possibly have maybe a few one-night stands, no judgment if that's what you want to do. I actually feel like with you, again, you are going to find your other half, not as a soulmate or a twin flame, but the other half to your tag team. You're basically going to find your wingman or wingwoman, and you were going to set the bar scene alight. Lots of dancing, lots of drinking, just lots of having a good time, and enjoying the energy that you have around you as a singleton. I also feel like you are going to be going to a lot of weddings with this person, but it's almost going to be a completely different energy. You're not going to be jealous. You're going to be the soul of the party. And in fact, I think people are going to be jealous that they're getting married and you've still got the freedom to explore things as well. So you bring a completely different energy to the marriage, and you're a little partner in crime. And I'm calling them a partner in crime because both of you egg each other on way too much. I think you're going to have a lot of fun. Many road trips for you. So again, I've got that love as in a good relationship, but I feel like 2020 is going to be exploration. It's going to be dancing. It's just going to be having a good time. So just be careful. If you are someone in a relationship, I actually feel this is the year where you're both more social. You're going to find that you're wanting more attention from your partner. You're very sensual with your partner, very romantic with your partner. You possibly maybe want to try certain positions with your partner. I don't get any major changes again in marriage. I haven't really had many, a lot more for the singles than the marriage ones in you. I do feel like you're going to get quite possessive of your actual partner, just because you want them to give you all the attention, and you're not going to like it if they give someone else's. So just be maybe a bit cooler headed in certain situations. Trust them, but know that sometimes it is your energy that you bring into the table as well. And I did talk about singles and marriage couples. When I talk about marriage, it could just be the couple side of things. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you are married. It could be long-term couples. It could be people in a couple of years. Leo's actually, the warning sign for this is telling me that you need to be careful about that jealousy, about that possessiveness, because some people like that. Some people like, it makes them feel wanted. Some people don't respond to that very well. And you could find that will break or make the relationship, will be the, not attitude that they have, but the fact that you don't trust them. So you need to learn to trust. So sexually active for both sides, but that possessive edge will make or break you, so you really need to rein that in. Obviously as well, sometimes there's a reason for that possessive edge. Maybe there is a reason and you're aware of that, and things will come to a head there. Leo, actually couples is the first time where I do see breakups. Not all of you, obviously, but one or two of you, and that could possibly be either because you're too possessive and you're not backing off or listening to what they say, or it could be that there is danger zones and you're finally realizing that and you've had enough. You're like, no, I'm gonna nip this in the bud. I want a fresh new start. It's them or me. So listen to your subconscious there, listen to your intuition. So Virgo, we've got the Nine of Swords reversed. So laying things to rest, straight up. We're talking about relationships and couples. So this is actually telling me that those of you, the Virgos of you that have been in long-term relationships of 7 years or more, you're going to find that 2020 brings a new energy. So marriage, long-term couples, it's going to be a little bit more excitement, a little bit of spark. If you've been looking for your mate or partner to be a bit more exciting, to be a bit more initiative, to take control certain aspects, I do feel like for Virgos that energy is going to change quite nicely. It's going to be a nice little present surprise. So any relationship that's over 7 years old, 2020, there's going to be a different light, a different energy, a little bit more of a bounce in your step, so to speak. Love-wise, I think that you might find that you get frustrated with outside sources. So you may find that any holidays that you book, work or time that you want to spend with someone, you may find that things block it. Not always, but other people interfere. So really your love life, this is for couple side of things, is going really, really well. But it might be outside sources that cause irritation for you. And that is irritating, isn't it? If that does happen, don't take things literally. You know, don't think that you have to cancel everything. Make changes, adjust, decide to do it another day. Keep that energy going throughout the year, because You want to start 2020 and finish 2020 exactly the same way that you feel, which is hopeful, which is happy, which is just knowing where the relationship is going and enjoying that. Steer yourself to a happier, bright place. Virgo singles, I actually get the feeling that you are very career orientated this year. It might be that you're starting a new career, it might be that you've left uni to start careers, it might be that you've decided to change job aspects. You're really quite single-minded about major career opportunities, so I can actually see good energy coming from you that way. February, March for singletons, I actually see someone chasing you who isn't someone you're aware of right now, someone completely out the blue. Another opportunity may come later on in the year as well. But with you, I actually think that you're going to find, the singletons of you, there is love opportunity around you, but you're that focused on other things that you might not actually notice it unless someone gives you a big nudge or they literally step in your way. And sometimes that can happen. We can literally have tunnel vision. So I do see 3 love opportunities coming your way this year. I think if you don't give any of them encouragement, then they will patter out. And honestly, I think if they really want to get your attention, they're going to have to do something quite dramatic and quite big to get your notice. Sexually wise, I actually get the feeling that that's personal for you. It's something that maybe you lean towards sexual satisfaction. I actually get the feeling that a lot of singletons of you would bemoan the fact that you're still single, and then it'll actually be a case of, well, you didn't have to be, but you missed the opportunity. There was someone that was interested, or you're going to find from a friend who turns around and says, well, are you kidding me? Don't you remember so-and-so? And you'll be like, well, oh, was he interested? And I'd be like, yes. And you had nothing whatsoever to do with you. So you might find that you are sharing a bubbly with the girls or the guys, and they'll turn around to you and say, don't give me that. You had opportunity, but you just didn't take it. You were too focused on other things. So don't be moaning about a single life, because there is opportunity out there. There is quite a few times throughout 2020 where you can, someone is interested, someone will come in your life. I don't get the feeling that you're going to settle down. If you do take advantage of the people coming into your life, I think it will be maybe brief affairs or short relationships. And again, that might be why you decide to stay single, because you want to focus on your career as well. Let's have a look next. So Libra. Oh, lovely. We've got the 3 of Cups. It's a nice one to have. You start quite placidly, I want to say, 2020. Relationships, couples, singletons, possibly spending time with family and friends, couples, relationships, just spending time with each other, celebrating things. Friendships, very strong bond. It's quite, just because it's low energy doesn't mean it's negative energy. It's just quite calm and soothing. It might be the energy that you need right now. I do feel like with you, you're going to find someone, the single ones of you, in September, that forms a really deep connection. So it's almost like the ones, Libra side of you, you're going to find someone and have a really deep connection to. From September onwards, that's when you're going to find a soulmate or a twin flame or a potential. I don't think you are going to be very frivolous. I don't think you're going to be exploring yourself sexually. then you might, you know, have one or two options. But I think for you, you're going to have quite a nice calming vibe, or you're just going to settle down, and then someone is going to come into your life who ticks all those boxes, who you're very, very attracted to, you feel a really deep connection to. You could actually find that you are married in 2020. You might find that you start 2020 single, you thought you'd end it 2020 single, you're the one, you're going to be like that, you're going to be that quiet contender, you're the one that's just going to come completely out of the blue. And I would actually say that if they do actually ask you to marry them, to go for it. Really nice energy there. It might be that someone from your past re-enters your life that you've always had very strong feelings for. You'll find that you will get people warning you, but it's your life and you will do the best for you. So don't be surprised if someone from your past, or someone who is a co-worker, really disrupts your life in a good way. Really deep connection for you by the end of the year, and I can see a lot of you surprisingly married. It could be that those of you that are a couple that you're engaged, it could be that plans change and you get married sooner. It could be those of you that are in a long-term committed relationship find that you're engaged all of a sudden. For you, it's like 2020 goes along, and then September comes along, June, and it's like boom, everything changes for the better. So you're quite okay, yeah, 2020 is all right, and then wow, things change. Relationship wise, for people kind of married, I don't see many changes particularly. I actually feel like you're just committed to each other. You find that you are quite happy with each other. I also think as well that because 2020 is such a nice year for you, you'll go into 2021 and then things will change quite rapidly again, and it'll be like quite a shock. So really the big upheavals that I see are people that are single, or the ones that are kind of long-term couples. I see big changes there of engagement, of marriages, to be honest. That's awesome. So the Scorpios. So we've got the Three of Pentacles. Oh, and there. Just pop it there. So Scorpios in the group. I feel like you want to do one thing, but you're going to be led down a different path. I feel like you want to find love. This is for the singletons of you, and you think, right, I want to do this. You're going to join all these agencies, you're going to go out with friends, and yet you're going to find that you're constantly dragged down a different path. It could be that you find that you're dragged to certain gym memberships, friends take you out completely randomly, to a how to make, I don't know, straw hats. It's just completely random invitations that are keep coming your way that you feel like are distracting you from the path that you want to take, but actually it's fate stepping in. My advice to you is to go with the flow. Expect changes. Expect social functions to not always be what you expected, and don't think that you can structure your love life. I don't think you are going to find your love where you expect. Yours is going to be completely random, and it's almost for like the Scorpions of the group, the single ones. You're going to find that fate or source or spirit There's a reason why you find that there's a lot of upheaval. There's a reason why the changes that you make don't manifest and you end up going a completely different direction. There's a reason why a random co-worker or a friend says, oh, come and do this with me. And you're like, no, I need to, but they're like, no, come on, it's amazing. You are going to meet someone through this. You're going to meet someone who is going to be a great true love for you. But be prepared to go through a bit of upheaval before you get to them. It's not something that you can actually force either. It's something that is going to happen quite naturally for you. If you're not going on the right direction and the right path, Spirit will make sure that you are. So my advice for the single ones in this watching the video is to follow the path that Spirit is laying before you. Listen to the opportunities coming your way, and the more bizarre the better for you. It's really interesting because I get the feeling that you're going to meet someone in a most randomest place ever that you never thought you'd try or go to in ever, basically. You will find that those that are in couples and marriages, but you will find that spring and summer for you, I feel like a lot of you that are incompatible. So if you found that you've had a lot of upheavals, this is for couples and the ones in marriage, but if you find that you just feel like you're not connecting, if you feel like they want to do something but you don't, I think a lot of you will find that you part ways. But that's a good thing, because too many people stay together for the wrong reasons, and it means that you can't grow and develop and potentially meet the person that is right for you, that is going to bring you so much joy and happiness. And instead of being miserable with someone, you're going to find that you're lighter and free. So the Scorpions of the group, it's not always what you hear, and for those of you that are worried that you're going to break up, it's probably not your message. It's the ones of you that have already had your doubts throughout the year, that have started thinking, I could possibly do better, or this person just doesn't feel right to me, or I don't feel that connection anymore. Possibly if you have started noticing other people around you, enjoying other people's attention. It could also be as well for the Scorpions of the group that you are attracted to someone else, or someone else starts making a play for you and you realise that that is what you want more. So I do feel like the couples and certain marriages might decide to take that harder separation. But for those of you that do stay together, those of you that are happy together, you will find that you develop a deepen and quite well-matched relationship as well. It deepens. Scorpions are known to be quite deep, really have deeper sensualities than that other people just don't know about. So I do feel like that connection between couples and marriages will deepen. You will realise how much you know about them, how much you like about them, and how much they love and like about you. Those of you whose relationship does deepen, those of you who are possibly a couple, you'll find that changes come your way where you maybe make a deeper connection to each other. It could be that you decide to move in together, you decide to buy a house together, it could be that you just have a child together. Not so much like the last one, but that deepen of the relationship, I feel like you're going to find it takes it to another step, another level. I don't see many engagements with Scorpio. I do see that kind of truer, deeper soulmate lover coming in. But for the couple sides of you, I feel like it's going to be more of a showing commitment, and showing where the relationship is heading and how you want it to head. So the Sagittarius of the group, let's have a look. So we've got the Five of Cups reversed, So the Five of Cups. Singletons of you, you're going to find at the beginning of the year you're fighting a battle between ambition and a personal attraction. You will find that someone in your work definitely gets your attention. You are going to have to make the decision. It could be that there's someone who you're the boss of. It could be someone who is in an opposite business to you. I do think that you're going to find that you're battling feelings with someone who is literally on the opposite side. It might be that you're trying to be professional with a co-worker because you're unsure about how they feel. Lots of unsurety in a love life for the couple side of things, and I think you're going to have to make that choice whether to take a chance and maybe ask them out on a date, or really focus on that professionalism that you're known for. The choice will be up to you, because you're not going to know how this could develop and what this could mean for your working relationship. You are in a cycle, Sagittarius. You are someone who still is looking for love, still hasn't quite found it. And I think a few of you still have doubts about finding love and finding someone. And I think that's a major hurdle for you. That's definitely a big block. That might be another reason why you're not willing to maybe put yourself out there in a career aspect, because your career is going so well. You don't want to fight that hurdle. Though to me, I do think two of you need to take that chance, because it could benefit you so much. I do feel like if two of you did take a chance, you'll find that you will really develop something truthful and meaningful, and maybe connect to someone who you didn't think you could ever attract. So a lot of self-doubt as well for you, Sagittarius. Couple-wise, not a lot to say. I do feel like, again, for you, you get the message at the end of the year that means that you might be pregnant, which I know is something that you wanted. I do feel like for a lot of the Sagittarius of the group, a lot of cycles are going to end. So possible dry spells are going to end. If you are someone that's a couple, I feel like that cycle's going to end and a new one's going to be beginning. If you are married and you've been going through a cycle, different cycles are coming your way. It could be children, it could be marriage, it could be just changes in circumstances, different energy. Sagittarius, honestly, the one that I'm really getting a stronger message for is that self-doubt and the singletons of the group. Because a lot of you are very much career minded, it might be those of you that are as a couple that are married, it might be that you come home and you completely shock your partner by telling them that you want to take your career down a different path, you want to change something completely. So we're not talking so much about the sexual energy, the commitments and so on. We're talking about changes on a personal level that you want to make in 2020 that is going to affect yourself and your partner, and the direction that you're heading and the direction that you want to go. I do feel like, singletons, you will find that you do have love around you, but I do also feel like you're fighting a mental block of self-worth. I do feel like you have someone who does like you and would like to be in a relationship with you, but I think you are focused on other people, which does happen. And we don't always, you know, want the people that are attracted to us. We want someone else. I also feel like a lot of you really do struggle with self-worth, mental blocks, and I think that is something that each and every one of you, career-wise, single-wise, couple-wise, married-wise, you need to learn to let go of and release. And I think when you do that, when you really do it properly, you'll be surprised at the results. So in all honesty, Sagittarius of the group, I think you're going to be surprised at what you can make of 2020. I think you'd be surprised at the choices that you do make, and when you do make those surprises, that how well they go for you. Like I said, couple wise and relationship wise, one or two things, but it's more about maybe self-love with you. It's more about self-love in 2020. So the next we've got is Capricorn, and we've got the Queen of Wands for the Capricorns of the group. What energy for that? Relationship wise and couple wise, I think that you find that the energy that you bring, you're going to be wanting to make deeper connections to people. I feel like you have possibly made mistakes in the past, and I think that throughout 2020 you'll be constantly showing your partner, be it marriage or partner, that you've changed, that you're willing to change, and how much they mean to you. So I do feel like 2020 will be a time for healing, and for you to show that you've changed your spots, changed your stripes, that they do mean something to you. So it's almost like maybe 2019 was a year of you realizing your mistakes, and going into 2020 it's a time of healing. It's a time for you to appreciate what you've got, and maybe you realize that and you're really trying to hold things together. And for you, I think if you're genuine, if you really have reflected, you know, done soul reflection, you will succeed. It may take a while, you can't rush their healing process, but you can help it along the way. You can be there for them, you can be genuine with them, and I think all the energy and time that you put into your relationship will pay off for you. Singletons wise, I feel like you are going to go on a journey of reflection. You're going to find at the beginning, throughout the first couple of months, going into June, July, I feel like it's a journey of what you want, who you want, what you would like love-wise. It might be that you just broke up with someone in 2019 and you really realised that they weren't the right person for you. You're moving forward, but you're doing it in a way where you're healing, you are finding out who you are, self-expression very much so there. As well as for singletons, I actually feel like you will meet someone mid-year, and for you, because of all this work that you've done, you'll find that that turns into something even better. So couples, marriages, possibly ones that are on the rocks, if you really do want to keep them, if you are genuine about the fact that you maybe possibly made a mistake, I can see them developing into sometimes something better. Sometimes we do make a mistake, but we realise it, and the form of healing that you're going, it hurts, you've hurt them, but healing, working through these issues, possibly maybe going to counselling, talking about what happened, will make your relationship so much stronger. So we start 2020 on maybe a low note, but by the end of 2020 your relationship will be in a much stronger position. The singletons of you start 2020 working on yourself. You really are going to look deep in your soul, find out what you want, maybe change your sexual preferences as well. That might be something that you're really honest about yourself. It might be that you decide to come out the closet with certain members of your family. Honesty there, that can be quite shocking and can take a very long time for you to adjust to how people respond to that. But I also do see the singletons of you, and possibly maybe one or two of you that are couples working towards marriage as well. End of the year for a lot of you, marriages. Certain times as well, I actually feel like a lot of the Capricorns in the group are meant to be in long-term relationships. The singletons as well, I feel like someone who will contact you from the past, who should very firmly stay in the past. There's a reason for that. So after all this soul searching that you did, you might find that the person that you had to do this soul searching from comes crawling back, which is what we all want and all love, and you'll be like, you know what, go away. I mean, it might be a bit more broader term than that, but let's keep it PG. You'll realise why you left them, why you didn't want to be with them, and that you've moved on, that you've grown, and that you can do so much better. So you might find again later on in the year that conflict tries to arise, but you nip it in the bud because you're happier, you're stable, and that's because of all the work that you did on yourself beforehand. So Aquarius. So we've got the Empress reversed. Singletons, don't rush into anything. We've got a lot of upheavals in 2020 for the singletons. Don't rush into anything too quickly. I think you're going to find that there's a lot of stops and starts for Aquariuses. Couple-wise, marriage-wise, I feel like throughout 2020 we're going to find that we peak and then we relax, and then we peak and then we relax. So maybe learn to go with the flow a little bit there. Singletons of the groups, I almost feel like we're lamb to slaughters in the as singletons, because I actually feel like we will find that someone comes into our life who looks sweet and innocent, and we're going to take them at face value, but they could cause a lot of trouble. They're not as sweet as innocent as they make out. So just be wary about new relationships with people, because they're not always what they seem. As well as that can apply to the couples of the group as well. If your partner says that this particular person is so-and-so, trust your partner, but don't trust them. They've got alternative motives, to be honest. So if you feel like intuitively someone is going to cause trouble, nip it in the bud fast, because they will cause a lot of upheaval in relationships. So we've kind of got that sheep in wolf clothing vibe there. Relationship wise, I do think that we are going to peak and then fall, and then peak and then fall. Sexual side awakens luckily and powerfully, but that'll only be kind of different times throughout the months. Other times you're going to be more focused on career and work. Relationships, I do feel like couples and marriages will develop deeper bonds, so they'll only get stronger. but just be aware of the fact that there is other people around you who want to mess with what you have. Singletons, don't rush into anything. Trust your instincts, and if you think, I mean, it could happen for singles, couples and marriages, but if you do get a really bad vibe from someone, no matter what anyone else is telling you, trust your instincts, because you, out of all of the group of people that I've looked at, read, I'm getting a really strong vibe of just trust your instincts. And if you don't like someone, there's a reason for that. They want what you have. Yeah. So, Pisces. So we've got the King of Cups. Very strong love energy for the Pisces of the group. You are going to find that 2020, you're going to be very lucky in love. Your partner itself is literally going to bring you a lot of luck as well. So singletons, relationships, marriages, I feel like from February onwards, those of you that are single are going to find someone. I think if you are as a couple, or if you are married, you're going to find that your partner not only loves you but has your back and is willing to help you in any direction that you're going. So you're doing really, really, really well love-wise. You might find that your partner really does have your back in a new career, in a new direction. You might find that you marry someone who really helps you financially, so on a practical level as well. 2020, I feel like, is the year for Pisces. It's the year that things develop the way that you want. It's the year where you meet someone. It's the year that couples just go from strength to strength. It's the year where your marriage feels settled. If you have been looking to settle down somewhere, if you've been looking to have children, if you've been looking to maybe start sharing finances, it's just going to go so well. I don't really see major upheavals. It's almost like Pisces are born under a lucky star this year. Singletons, I feel like February, March, but definitely the beginning of 2020, you're going to attract someone quite easily. Very, very passionate, very quickly. There's someone who comes into your life, as soon as they see you, they want you, and they know that you're the one for them. Go with the flow, enjoy the ride. I don't see soulmate twin flame connections in 2020. I feel like those are already formed for Pisces in the group, but I do see a lot of attraction and a lot of people coming into your life who want to have the relationships with you. So it's not so much that you're a magnet for that, it's more that people that can benefit you and give you what you want are going to be coming into your life and attracted to you. So singles of the group, I don't think you're going to be single for long. I think you're going to be quite happy with the journey, and it's almost like it's your love life, your family life, work life, all is going on a really good even pace. You're going to be quite happy. So 2020 is going to be a good lucky one for you. There might be a few bumps in the road. You might find that you have angry words with a few people, but nothing is going to distract you from that good roller coaster that you're on. On that note, guys, I hope you've enjoyed your Zodiac 2020 year ahead reading. Again, just before you go, if you would like to win a free love reading with myself, make sure that you've subscribed, make sure that you've commented under how to heal heartbreak with hot chocolate, and share the video as well. Once I get to 200 subscribers, I will then choose the winner. I'll message them and they will get a completely free private love reading from me. So if you're interested, make sure you do them things. If you would like to book a reading with me anyway, you can through my website, easy process. It's normally sent to you within 2 to 24 hours depending on the time frame of the booking as well. You know, we're all in different places, but much light, many blessings. Thank you for watching and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye guys.